All right, I'm gonna get a little geeky on hydration today, and what inspired me to do this share was a conversation I was having about somebody that was doing a fast, and they attributed some of their weight loss to just water weight. It's just water weight. We know we're gonna gain that back. And it dawned on me that most people probably view the water weight loss in a way that's not that motivating. They view it like a sponge, like somehow you empty out the sponge, and then right after you finish this fast and you drink water, just fills the sponge back up. That would not be that motivating, and it doesn't feel like a big accomplishment. But let me give you a different way to look at what's going on with water during a fast that I find to be way more motivating than the sponge analogy, right? Because the water is evidence of cellular energy. It's actually evidence of combustion, of the thing that's actually the motors moving. Here's what happens. So when you have a spiked immediate need for energy, like a HIIT workout or running really fast, or you cut off a food supply long enough so there's no incoming food to power everything, your body breaks down glucose. And your body breaks down glucose into pyruvate, which is metabolized into ATP and NADH. We're going to come back to NADH. But ATP is cellular energy fuel in its purest form. ATP powers every cell in your body. And you have trillions. The cells through your muscles, the cells in your brain, in your eyes, everywhere. All your cells are powered by this cell energy stuff called ADP, right? So your body is hyper efficient at ADP. So once it starts to burn this ATP, it can make more ADP and prolong the energy output of ATP if you could add electrons into the motor. Guess where you can add electrons into the motor? We're coming back to that NADH or NADH plus, right? It has extra charged electrons. So the NADH that you've created in that metabolism of glucose now provides the extra electrons into your engine to make more ATP and to burn and to get more energy out of ADP. Here's the thing. When your body metabolizes that pyruvate into ADP and NADH, the byproduct of that chemical reaction is water. The byproduct is water. So you create the water. When you break down those molecules, you actually create water. So part of that water loss that you have when you start going to the bathroom during a fast is that extra water you're making because you've activated this energy system, right? And here's an interesting thing. At the bottom of your energy system, after your body burns up all that ADP and uses up all those extra electrons, when you add oxygen into that mix, it reforms water. It remakes water. So water is broken down, it's burned, if you will, and it's remade all in your body. So water is hypercritical to your whole energy system. And let me give you another reason why hydration is so critical. Because hydration increases our circulation, the quality of our circulation, right? So if remember at the beginning where it spiked the need for energy and your body started burning all that glucose and it made all that pyruvate. So if you make more potential energy than your body can use at the time, it stores that potential energy as lactic acid. Most people associate that with the burn. Most people associate the burn with working your muscles to the point that they fatigue, or you're sprinting so hard, or you're doing that physical activity so hard that you have this after effect burn. That means your body spiked the need for energy so high that it create all of this pyruvate more than your body could consume or metabolize at the time, and it got stored as potential energy. Now, if you kept moving, with a less demand on energy, it would remetabolize that pyruvate back into glucose and ATP, and it gets reused again, right? But here's the interesting thing. That pyruvate gets circled back around through your system back to the liver. That's why the circulation has to be good, because when it circulates back around to the liver, it gets remetabolized back into the energy cycle, right? It gets rebroken down back into ATP and NADH. See, water is fundamental to your energy production cycle. And some of the water weight you lose that you experience in a fast is not just like water being squeezed out of a sponge. It's the extra water that you created as a part of creating these energy these energy components, right? It's evidence that your energy production has been ramped up. So remember that water is hypercritical to energy production. It needs to be there for you to manufacture and make use of ATP. And every cell in your body, in the mitochondria, the energy powerhouse of your cell, every single one needs that water to function. Hydrate.